My never I say my PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them. Yopo.
Invite you to the stakeholders.
Oh, Chief, why not? So, because the suggestion is that if you're a public officer,
yes,
you cannot participate in any public transaction.
Yes.
So you can't use your uncle's son to
yeah, you can do it indirectly.
For you.
Yeah,
it is possible.
It is possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to close every
you know there's a global definition for politically exposed persons. No, I'm assisting you.
I'm saying that let's redefine even the scope.
Fair.
Anybody related to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to draw attention to the absurdity of even this proposition.
Why?
Why not?
Really?
I want to hear that.
Because you see, so then let's stretch it to its most elastic limits and bar anybody that has a semblance of connection to you, the public officer, from participating.
Well, some have even said we shouldn't sell state assets at all.
Will you allow me to speak? Because we'll get to the point when you realize that no Ghanaian, because we are all interrelated some way, somehow.
Oh, this is bizarre.
Precisely the point that I want to draw our attention to. Okay? So the rules are very clear. Conflict of interest rules are well defined. They are known. So to make such proposition and then create a certain populist narrative will lead us into such bills. But is that the intent? That Ghanaians cannot participate in transactions with their country or their government? We make nonsense of the conflict of interest rules completely. That disclosures are important and that participation in the decision making is important. And that if you comply with those two, it's irrelevant.
Is it not because there are people who believe that's not far-reaching? That is not adequate.
How so?
It's not enough.
How so? How so?
So it means that in essence you don't agree with it. You don't support it.
Precisely. But no, I don't have a problem. Let him put it across and let's debate it.
So I'm saying on the basis of your submission.
But who says that? Yeah, of course, on the basis of my submission. Because look, if there are any gaps in the existing rules, let's improve it. I don't have any difficulty at all. But to suggest that public office holders, their immediate family, what word do you use? I haven't seen your bill. And their siblings. Let's go ahead and debate it. I don't have any issues at all. But I'm saying that if that's a kind of law that we want, then let's stretch it. After all, today we have LGBTQ plus. Let's extend it all the way to the very end. It's unbelievable. You see what populism can do to us.
So
clearly, Sammy, please allow him.
So clearly he tends to sabotage.
Sammy, please allow him.
Clearly.
Sabotage.
Clearly.
Who am I? I'm only one voice.
Clearly, this is sabotage.
I'm only one voice. You see something? Some of us, we are a little older than you. You understand? So sometimes take our advice. Now this holier than thou posture that you adopt.
Really?
Yes. Without any fear of contradiction. Because when you were in government, nobody heard you speak. In fact, you tell yourself, we are told, as a debt collector for a company, I so for thought, calling attorney generals to make payments on behalf of companies. We are told. At the time, your public spiritedness was nowhere to be found.
Really?
Where was it?
Did you see me participate in any any purchase of state assets?
Oh, but
that really should be the
test. Why did you see me participate in any purchase of state assets? Yeah. Your voice, your public spiritedness was nowhere to be found.
You're wrong.
Where was it? The only case that you went to court was the Obechebilamte one.
Yes.
Which was when you were in opposition. And
they continued whilst I was in government.
And then what happened?
The final judgment at the Supreme Court was in 2012.
After that, sale of state,
I was in government.
Oh, please. Sale of state assets did not take place between 2009 and 2016 when you left.
I participated in any of that.
I'm not saying you. Your voice. You never found the voice.
I was at the Supreme Court
to speak against any transaction, including sale of state lands when you were in government. That's the point that I'm making.
I'm not aware that when we were in government, state lands were sold to any politically exposed person. If you can provide one example, that's the issue we are discussing.
So the question is about politically
exposed. I don't know of any colleague minister in cabinet or in my ministry, and I didn't speak out. I mean, let's be fair.
I was following you and Nana Kumia.
Yes. We were on Joy.
Yeah. And prior to that, Abu Jinapo had spoken. And he had said that in the fullness of time, he was going to make public all the documents related to state lands that have been disposed of.
You know, we've been asking for 2 years in Parliament.
I'm not aware whether you've been asking for,
we filed questions.
2 years, but consistent with your documentation, you didn't bring that hands out here for us to see the question that you have.
In fact, we even showed...
it was reported widely.
I don't have any...
I'm just saying that we even showed the day the Honourable Minister came to respond in Parliament, and he said that it was too...
and that
they are still collecting the data.
Putting the data
So let them bring it out,
and
you will see that indeed and in fact, as has been said, politically exposed persons have purchased state lands in this country from 1992, including the period when we were in government. Of course, at the time, your eyes and ears were closed, and so you never spoke about them. That's fine, or that you probably didn't hear, because really, was it an issue even? And so it never occupied the headlines, because it had never been an issue. We all were here when that policy of redeveloping some specific areas in Accra came up during President Rawlings's era. I know people who bought some of those lands, including business people, private individuals, politicians on both sides. We know of investments that SNIT has put in private hotels in this country. We know of when their parties were in power. Ridge Royale, Maha, they took a facility from SNIT, $8 million. Was it right?
Which one?
Maha.
SNIT.
Of course. Was it right then? Was it state capture?
Has it been paid?
I don't know.
You have to check it.
I don't know whether it's been paid or not, but I'm saying...
So it was a loan?
I said they took a facility. Yes.
Facility.
You see?
From SNIT.
SNIT based facilities.
Oh, you see, Randy.
Do you know what you're talking about?
Randy.
Yes.
Randy.
I know of a partnership with GIF, but this SNIT, I'm hearing it for the first time.
No problem. I will provide you with the documents in due course.
Yeah. You should check on that. You should check on that.
But Ridge Royale, you not dispute that, right?
They were not in government from my checks. Yeah. They had left government.
They had left government. Yeah. Like how many years?
That's what I'm saying.
So this is your retroactive legislation will affect them,
that's why I'm saying that.
This is your retroactive legislation that you are proposing.
Yes.
Will affect them. So how far are we going? 1957?
That's why we'll have the stakeholder consultations.
No, how far? You have a proposal. How far are we going?
We'll have the stakeholder consultations.
You see?
Next week.
Let's help the debate.
And I think that from 1992 wouldn't be a bad idea.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.